Hello, my name is Zoe Harcombe and I'm author of the Harcombe Diet. Today I'd like to do a short video on the Harcombe Diet, how it came about and the books that can help you understand the diet so that you can start the journey towards losing weight and gaining health. Now, the diet came about when I was a student at Cambridge University in England, and I was sat in my beautiful historic Cambridge room, and I was stuffing my face with all of these things that I just did not want to be putting into my body. Crisps, biscuits, cakes, whole ice cream gateaus, anything that my student grant could stretch to, I was putting into my body. And yet I wanted more than anything in the world to be slim, and it just didn't make sense. And so I set out to answer the million-dollar question: why do we find ourselves eating junk, overeating, eating things that we don't want to, when all we want is to be slim? And so started about 20 years of research, which actually then culminated in my first book, Why Do We Overeat When All We Want Is to Be Slim? That came out in 2004. It's still available, it's still a classic, it's still a really popular work because it answers the question on the front of the book and tells us why we overeat when all we want is to be slim. Now, my research took me on a journey, and it was a journey that started before the internet made research easy. But when I was trying to understand why we can't stop eating, I discovered 3 conditions that cause insatiable food cravings. And they are at the absolute heart of the Harcombe Diet. They are what makes the Harcombe Diet unique. They are the things that people read, and I get emails from people saying, "Oh my goodness, you must have written that book for me. It talked to me, it made sense. It explained why I've been doing what I've been doing." And people will write the most heartfelt emails saying, "I've suddenly realised I'm not greedy, I'm not weak-willed. I have had these 3 conditions and they have been causing the most unbelievable food cravings, and you have no chance of sticking to a healthy eating plan, no chance of losing weight until you understand what those 3 conditions are and how particularly they're causing your food cravings." Now, I have other videos specifically on the 3 conditions, so I'm not going to go into those in detail now. But out of Why Do You Overeat When All You Want Is to Be Slim came the classic Harcombe Diet book. This is called Stop Counting Calories and Start Losing Weight. It came out in 2008. It was revised and relaunched in 2011 to take on board the massive feedback that we have then had from the tens, it's probably north of hundreds of thousands of people now who've come across this book, tried it and have lost weight and kept it off on the Harcombe Diet. So this book, that's the Bible of the Harcombe Diet, and it will take you through the 3 conditions, what they are, how did you get them, what are the symptoms, how can you get rid of them, how can you make sure that they don't return so that you can stay craving free for life. The then heart of the diet is the 3 phases of the diet, and phase 1, which is just 5 days long, was the perfect diet. It was the diet designed to be the perfect diet to overcome those 3 conditions. The weight loss in phase 1 can be spectacular. The record is believed to be either 17 pounds or 19 pounds. We have 2 separate posts on the internet where people have put those different figures, but 14 pounds is not unusual. And I often say that if people have got some weight to lose and they don't lose around 7 to 10 pounds in 5 days, I'm disappointed. If people have only got a few pounds to lose, they may lose that or the majority of it in just those 5 days. Phase 1 is so powerful, it's incredible. You just have to try it. And being only 5 days long, almost everyone says, yeah, I can do that for 5 days, and it's not even that difficult. It's nowhere near as strict as Atkins, so most people find it's their toolkit for the rest of their lives. Then the book goes into phase 2, and there are 3 rules in phase 2 that you'll take with you for life to make sure that you can lose weight and keep it off. Phase 3 is where I've been for the last 15 years, and I call phase 3 the secret to having your cake and eating it. It's how to keep the weight off once you've lost it. I've been somewhere between 7 stone 12 and 8 stone for the last 15 years, and I feel guilty at that level because I eat so much, I eat so well, I eat chocolate every day, dark chocolate, of course, quality chocolate, and I almost feel guilty at the amount I can eat and get away with it, and it's just because I'm practicing the rules of phase 3. So those of the Harcombe Diet followers who are in phase 3 know exactly what I'm talking about because they're doing the same. They're cheating like professionals, they're getting away with what they can and keeping the weight off and feeling great at the same time. So all of that is in the Stop Counting Calories book, but then there's more. Because of my psychological experiences, my personal experiences of having been addicted to food, having craved food so badly, there is such a powerful psychological section in this book that will go into my own personal history with food and those voices that come into your head when you start a diet. Why do they come into your head? How can you overcome them? You know the ones I mean, the ones that say, look, just have whatever you want today, start the diet tomorrow, and we work out how to overcome these. So you're going to learn about why you crave food both physically and emotionally and get the toolkit to overcome that. And there's still more. There's then about 100 Q&As towards the end of the book where all the fundamental questions about the diet have been asked and answered. Which yogurt do I get? Can I have sweeteners? How do I find Harcombe friendly gravy? All of the questions you could possibly think of are answered in that book. Now, at the same time that the diet book came out, a recipe book came out with it. And this was relaunched in 2011. I'm absolutely delighted that my co-author on this one is my husband, Andy Harcombe. He's the chef in our household, so he's actually the main author and I'm the co-author. But this really is a fantastic book. Over 250 real food, low carb recipes. Some of them are carb meals. When you get to know the diet, you'll know the difference between carb and fat meals. There's butternut squash curry, there's veggie chili. There's some fantastic recipes in there, desserts, breakfast, loads of phase 1 meals. And this really has become the great accompaniment to the diet book. All of our books are now available on iTunes and Kindle and ebook downloads, and you can get them from our shop on the harcombediet.com or in our club, the harcombedietclub.com. So whatever format is easiest for you. I must admit, I love the ebook version for the recipe book because I can just print off the recipe, take it down to the kitchen, doesn't matter if it gets tomato sauce or chocolate mousse all over it, and then just chuck it away at the end and wait until I make that recipe again. Now, the newest baby in the Harcombe Diet book trilogy, as it is now, is the Harcombe Diet for Men, which came out in 2011. And I don't know if you can see just how thin this is compared to the main book, but it's absolutely tiny. It's just 80 pages long. And the reason being that women want all the Q&As. They want to know everything about the diet. What do I do? How am I going to feel? When do I start? What's everyone else's experience been? Men don't need all of that. Men just say, tell me what I need to do and when I need to do it and how much I'm going to lose, and that's all I need to know. So you can literally read this in 30 minutes, and it's also becoming not only the book for men but the book for busy women as well, which, let's face it, we all are. So there's something for everyone in the Harcombe Diet books, and they will tell you what the Harcombe Diet is all about. So what have you got to lose? Some of them are just a couple of dollars. On Kindle, you'll learn all about the one diet that is working. If you're seeing someone at the coffee machine who's lost weight and kept it off, the chances are they're on the Harcombe Diet, so give it a go. Thanks ever so much for listening.